Here I have a large, tight-fitting black maxi dress. I'm going to use elastic bands and tie-dye with bleach. By laying the dress out flat, you have a great surface to then twist and turn the fabric. I'm just going to typically twist and then use the elastic band to keep securely. Repeat this over the whole of the garment. As you can now see, I've completely tied the whole of the garment using the elastic bands, twisting the fabric around. I'm now ready to place this in the bleach. Here I have a plastic bowl. I'm going to use this instead of the sink as the garment fits into the bowl. Place it in. I also have toilet bleach. You can use any sort of bleach that you like depending on how strong you want the tie-dye. You simply just pour the bleach over the garment using the whole bottle so that it gets all of the garment. When you've finished pouring the bleach in, just make sure that it's in all areas and simply leave until you feel the garment has changed colour. Obviously keep turning the garment over so that it gets onto both sides. As you can see, the garment has completely changed colour. In some areas there is orange, some there is white and some there is black. Depending on how you would like to keep it, I'm going to take the elastic bands out now and then drain the bleach off and then leave to dry. Swirl the garment under water for several minutes, allowing most of the bleach to rinse off, and therefore you can take off the elastic bands. I've now completely finished my maxi dress that I bleached. I've simply just cut the sleeves off here, and now I'm going to cut slits in the side of the base. Now simply measured 45 centimetres to the base. So I'm going to start from the top, and that's going to be where my slit ends. So again, just simply put a pin in so I know how far to go up to. And then I simply want to cut the edge. As you now see, I have an opening to the bottom of the skirt. What I now need to do is turn the edging in, pin and then sew, and again do the same with the armholes. I've now simply finished sewing. Have a neat edge, and again along with the slit at the bottom, starts from here and goes out, and again the totally neat edge. So now the maxi dress can be worn. Here I have some long, skinny fit denim jeans. I'm going to tie-dye them with bleach and then tie-dye them with colour to create a new effect. Before I bleach the denim, I'm going to create twists to allow the bleach not to get into certain areas. By doing so, you simply twist and then use an elastic band and tie around the bundle. Continue this through the whole of denim. I've now finished putting all the elastic bands around the jeans. It is now ready to go into the bleach. I'm now going to use all-purpose bleach and pour it over the whole of the garment. Make sure that all of the areas of the jeans get covered in the bleach. Make sure that the whole of the jeans are covered. Continue flipping them over and making sure all areas are soaked with the bleach. Leave this now for 15 minutes. As you can see, the jeans are slowly changing colour, making the water and bleach go to a yellow colour. Here are my finished bleached jeans. I'm now going to again scrunch the denim and then put elastic bands around and then put it in some purple tie-dye. For my next part, I'm going to take these jeans, cut them into shorts, create a bleached effect and then tie-dye with colour. As you can now see, I've cut the bottoms of the jeans off. I'm now going to make a pattern for the bleach to set. This time with tie-dyeing, I'm going to scrunch the whole of the shorts to one side like this and then tie in several sections and again on the other side. I've now finished tying the jeans. I can now place it into the bleach. I've placed it into the sink. I'll now pour all-purpose bleach over, making sure obviously it gets everywhere on the jeans. And I'll let this set for 15 minutes. As you can see, it is slowly changing colour. It has now been 15 minutes, but I believe I have to leave this a little bit longer so that the dye will change. I now believe they have dyed as much as possible, so you therefore want to rinse out the bleach by unplugging the drain and rinsing over cold water for several minutes. I've now rinsed off the shorts and they're now able to dry, so then eventually I'll be able to tie-dye with colour. I now have these dungarees that I'm going to transform. I'm going to dip dye them in bleach. However, firstly, I'd like to shorten them, so I'm going to simply cut some length off and then sew along the edge. Make sure before you start cutting the length off that you take a tape measure and measure downwards and then do the same on the other leg so that you know each side is going to be correct. I have taken off 22 centimetres. As you can see, there's a straight edge. I'm now able to pour the bleach onto the dungarees so that the bleach would eventually dip dye upwards. When dip dyeing, make sure that you don't put the whole of the dungarees into the sink, because eventually when you pour the bleach in, you'll slowly, gradually tip the dungarees into the bleach. However, to start off with, I'm simply just going to dip them in and then simply pour the bleach over the dungarees. Due to the jeans being so light, I'm actually going to pour in 2 lots of bleach so that the bleach takes to the denim. Now I'm going to leave that for half an hour and then eventually dip more of the dungarees into the bleach. The bleach is now gradually working its way up. I'll slowly tip more of the dungarees into the bleach and again leave for another half an hour. See, I now have my finished dungarees. The bleach has totally dyed the bottoms white and therefore I splattered some bleach at the top to create an effect. I now need to finish the edges of the bottom, which I cut off. I simply just want to turn them in and then tack either edge, so therefore they stay in place, however have a loose edge. I now have completely sewn the edging, however I still have some frayed edges, but they look effective with the dungarees. It is now totally secure and the dungarees are now able to be worn.